All right, post-workout. I know two entrepreneurs. They're both female. Both are in the construction space right now. One is a project manager for a large commercial contractor. The other one, she manages the development for a chain of retail stores. They're both in the same situation. Both had children young. Were single moms for a while. Neither of them went to school, so they both worked for me at one point. Both of them are making six figures. In the one case, the woman who's in charge of development for the retail chain, she's making like $300,000, $350,000 a year plus bonus. The other person who worked for me more recently, she's making over $100,000 a year. No education, no civil engineering background, nothing that would have qualified her to do this other than experience. Now, my point that I'm driving at here is like, what's the difference between these ladies and most of everybody else out there? I'm thinking about it because, you know, there are so many people out there who they just don't know. They don't give it a try. They don't know that they don't know that they can do that, or if they know they can do that or think they can do it, something's holding them back. And I try to really drill down and figure out what it is. And ultimately, I came to the conclusion it's a pride thing. I think it's a pride thing. These are my thoughts on it. So essentially, like, you know, you get to a position of authority by being good at something. And a lot of the contractors I deal with, you know, these guys are highly competent dudes. If you're the type of person who's ever ripped a hammer out of somebody's hand or a tool out of somebody's hand and said, come on, man, let me just fucking do it. Okay, if you're that dude, you know exactly what I mean. You're very competent in what you do. And over time, what happens is, you know, your chest starts to swell a little bit. You're like, you know, I'm the man. And when you step on your job site, you are the man. You're used to being an authority, and you have to command attention, and you have to command that kind of like authority because, you know, sometimes you're controlling or supervising 15 dudes in different trades, and it's like time is money. And so it's like you have to bark an order, and that order has to be followed. But again, this kind of thing gets into your ego a little bit and makes your ego swell, or maybe makes you prideful. The problem with that is that when it comes to your business, right, you do the things that you're good at. You do the things that you've commanded authority in. You don't do things like learn Facebook advertising, learn Instagram advertising, post on social media regularly, adding value to your customer. You don't engage with your customer on social media, like, you know, just to give thanks for liking this photo. You don't do any of that stuff. And the reason you don't do any of that stuff is it's technology. You say something like, oh man, I'm not a technical dude. You know, I'm more of a hands-on, I'm a hard worker, I'm a worker, you know what I mean? And that's like the pride thing talking. Well, the problem with that is what happens is your company suffers as a result of that. I mean, your company can only grow in proportion to how open you are to new ideas. That's maybe the most important takeaway here. Your company will only grow in proportion to how open the owner is to new ideas. And if you're the type of person who says, I'm good at this, I'm going to stay in my lane, and this is all I'm ever going to do, well, then your income is going to stay in that lane too. That's a fact. So what I'm trying to get you to see is, and I'm not selling anything here, because quite honestly, if you do this, you don't need me. You don't need me at all, because what I do for contractors is I basically get them to understand this, get them to think the other things, opportunities, get them to understand the areas that they're probably blind in. It allows me to be a mentor to them and say, look, I've been there, I've done this, you are the man, you know what you're doing, no disrespect, but you've got to expand. And the only reason I became a millionaire as a contractor was I did that to a certain extent. Now, I'm not perfect either, because I mean, look at this. I'm making shitty videos in a park right now after my workout. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm leaning into this new venture where I'm finally getting on social media. It's awkward. I feel like an idiot most of the time. I'm actually embarrassed doing this video because I'm like looking around like, is anybody seeing me and shit? Seriously, like, so don't feel bad. It's the natural way we feel whenever we get into something new and whenever we're doing something that we haven't done before. So my point is, if you can do that, and if you can just take the time to say, hey, I'm going to learn social media marketing. I'm going to learn social media paid ads. And I'm not afraid to fail. And if you just lean into that a little bit, the opportunity that's out there right now, and who knows how long it's going to last, do your marketing right now at a cost that's never been lower. So anyway, that's the post for today. DM me or message me if you want to get in touch, and let me know.